Hey guys, in this video we're going to look at how XANTARES defaults B on Overpass, so let's get started. So XANTARES has a number of different nades he likes to use at the start of the round. This is the most common one, the short molotov. Sometimes he'll use this smoke as well, and this smoke actually lands right at the entrance of short pipe, and this will extinguish the molotov that the CTs like to throw at the start of the round. And then finally, sometimes he likes to throw this nade as well, and this nade lands right where the people like to jump spot or boost. So here's another nade set, so once again that short molotov, and then here is going to be a divider smoke for middle. So right here we're going to see the smoke, it's going to land right about towards this divider area, and it'll help his team take towards mid. So if you combine this with the front bathroom smoke along with this divider smoke, you'll be able to take middle very easily. Here we'll see him with a couple teammates as they're going towards B. He's going to throw that short molotov, and right here he's going to line up a flash for short to allow his teammates to peek from the short pipe entrance. So something that Big like to do a lot is the nade stack towards the jump spot player. So right here we're going to see that Tabson, Tizian, and XANTARES are all going to throw their nades towards that player who could be jump spotting. And this is basically where all the nades land. So something you can do is ask your teammate to throw the short molotov for you. So right here you can see that molotov, so that you can do this spam right here. And this is a good spam to use, especially to discourage the CTs from wanting to push into this water area. Even if they smoke the molotov at the start of the round, they're still going to take damage from your spam. When you're towards this outside monster area, something you can do is to help your teammates come out of connector. So right here first we're going to see that XANTARES is going to throw a nade towards that player who could be jump spotting, and then he's going to throw a flash towards water. Right here this allows Tizian to actually come out through the door to be able to take down Stiko, who's actually opting towards sandbag. So if you look at this from Stiko's point of view, you're going to see that first nade that XANTARES throws towards that jump spot area actually makes a lot of sense, because if the CTs are boosted here, you want this nade to actually push them off this angle from the connector and the short pipe angle. And with that flashing, you see that Stiko basically gets destroyed from it, and he has no chance here at the sandbag. So something you may want to do a lot of the time at monsters is to bait nades out from the CTs. So right here we're going to see it's very early in round 142, XANTARES doesn't see any utility use from the CTs at all, so he decides that he needs to actually bait out this utility. So right here we're going to see him take a challenge towards this player at the toxic barrels. He takes a bit of contact, and this is enough for him to be able to bait these nades out from the CTs. You're going to see that he doesn't challenge any further, he just falls back right away, because he wants to just bait the reaction out from the CTs. So this is a pretty cool tactic you can use. So first you're going to see XANTARES is going to throw this molotov towards the toxic barrels, and basically he wants this player to use their smoke. So right here we see that RPK, as soon as that molotov comes in, he uses the smoke right away so that he can maintain his position at the toxic barrels. And this is exactly what Big want. From RPK's point of view, because he's used the smoke, he can still stay at this barrel's position, but that's exactly what Big is going to exploit. So Big, they're going to do these double nades from water, and these are going to land exactly at the toxic barrels, and look at how much damage it does to RPK. If you think about it, this is a great scenario for Big, because essentially they've already baited out the smoke from RPK, and they've also done the damage with the nades. So this player at barrels is going to have a very tough time when the B hit actually comes through. Next we're going to see XANTARES do an entry out monster, so the real key here is to make sure you come out as much as you possibly can without being seen from the CTs. So here we're going to see that he's technically outside of the entrance, but just next to the wood panel. Surson, he's going to throw a flash towards this pillar / site area, and off the flash XANTARES is able to take down Zaiwu. Tabson nades RPK at barrels at the same time, but because XANTARES took the extra effort to try to get out as much as he possibly can without being seen from the CTs, after the flash happens, he can basically see where both of these players are. He saw Masuda just drop into the pit, and he sees Apex towards this graffiti area. So now he basically knows exactly where both of the CTs are, and that helps his teammates come out towards this monster area as well as short, because now they know where the CTs are. And now at this point, XANTARES, he can basically just hold this pit angle, knowing that Masuda may challenge him. He gets this kill, and then now he knows the next player is towards this graffiti side, and he almost gets that kill as well. So here's a slower approach towards this monster area. So here we're going to see XANTARES, Tizian, and Surson creep up towards monster. I want to focus specifically on XANTARES and Tizian. So here we're going to see that Tizian is the first person. He's clearing out all of the right side. He's focusing on clearing out all of this right side, while XANTARES, he's just going to be watching towards the left. He's watching to see just in case this CT decides to peek. Now the important detail here at this point, now that they're outside the entrance, is the fact that Tizian, he actually plays anti-flash as the first person. The second person is XANTARES, he's just going to be watching from a slightly wider angle to see if the CT decides to peek without a flash. Here we're going to see that the flash happens, and because Tizian was playing anti-flash, he's able to see and be able to cover his teammates. Next we're going to see that as they creep out towards this monster area, the flash is going to come through. So there's the flash, and we're going to see that Tizian as the first person, he's going to be clearing this left side area, while XANTARES is going to be clearing the right towards the barrels. And as they make it towards the site, they're going to smoke the site. Tizian, he's going to stay behind pillar and watch this left side bridge angle, while XANTARES is going to be watching this right side pit angle. So there's a particular timing window that Big always like to use whenever they do a monster pop. So here we'll see XANTARES is going to creep all the way out towards monster next to the wood panels like I mentioned before. Cersei, he's going to get ready to throw a molotov towards Toxic. And then Tabson, he's going to get ready to throw a flash towards the B site. So here we're going to see that as soon as the molotov comes out, Tabson throws his flash, and this allows XANTARES to entry off the flash. Notice how when he first comes out, he's not focusing at all towards the barrels, he's focusing on clearing just this left side. Then as he moves towards this pillar area, you're going to see that Tabson threw another flash towards the site, and this allows XANTARES to swing along the site to clear out towards pit. He's able to find this first kill onto Crims, and able to find the second one onto Broline before dying to Golden at the toxic barrels. So if we see this from Golden's point of view, we'll be able to see why XANTARES can basically ignore him at barrels. So here we'll see that the molotov comes through, and look at Golden's first reaction. His first reaction is to smoke the molotov, and it's in this time that XANTARES, he can basically get past the choke point and start clearing towards the site, all in the time that Golden spends to throw the smoke on top of the molotov. And as soon as he has time to be able to peek, Tabson's second flash already comes through, and now this also denies another opportunity for Golden to be able to take down XANTARES. It's only at this point here, where XANTARES, he's already swung towards the pit, that he finally gets an opportunity to shoot at him. So here we see it once again. So Cersei, he's going to throw that molotov towards the toxic barrels. XANTARES, he's going to come out off the flash, and notice how he's not even looking at toxic barrels at all. He's only going to be focusing on the left side. He gets that kill on the left side. He spots Apex towards the pit. He tries to fight with them as well. Just completely ignores the player towards the toxic barrels. So from this toxic barrels angle, once again you can see that RPK, as soon as he sees that molotov come through, he throws a smoke, and it's in that particular timing where XANTARES, he comes out to take out his teammates, and you can see that RPK doesn't really even have an opportunity to fight until his teammates are already taken down. So a side note that I want to mention, it's actually best to run this near the start of the round because you actually want the CT to have their smoke to be able to do this. If you do it too late in the round where the CT doesn't have their smoke, they may not be playing in the barrel's position for you to take advantage of this timing. So always keep that in mind that you should probably do this near the start of the round. So if you're going towards water at the start of the round, it'd be great to have your teammate throw this utility for you. So here we see Tabson, he's going to throw the short molotov, and then he's going to throw that smoke that's going to extinguish this fire here at the short pipe entrance. And then finally he's going to throw a flash that allows XANTARES to be able to peek towards this water position and to have control of it. And the real power of this is that XANTARES, he can keep all of his nades still at this water position. This is a really small detail, but I want to point this out. So here we're going to see that Tabson, he's going to throw a flash for XANTARES at water. What I really want to call attention to is the fact that the CTs are doing the head stack at connector. Look at the way that XANTARES peeks this. He basically jumps out towards the right to be able to take this fight on the player who could be connector. So there's a couple of things with this. So the first thing is that by him jumping out, it allows him to basically take a reasonably fair fight against this angle, because if you decide to just run out straight, they're going to see your feet first. The second thing is that notice that he jumps along the right side. By jumping along the right side, he covers himself more from players who could be towards this water position. If he jumps out more to the left side, he exposes himself to a wider angle, so that's why he actually decides to jump out towards the right. So once you're in this water position, this is a pretty cool tactic that you can use. So Tabson, he's going to throw a smoke that's going to land towards the center of sight. It's actually going to land on the right side of the pillar. And XANTARES is going to throw a nade on the left side, so it's actually going to land right about here. And the cool thing about this tactic is that if you're playing behind this pillar area, as soon as you see the smoke, you may actually want to peek along this right side to get information on the player's sandbag. And XANTARES is basically punishing that peek with this nade. Playing towards the sandbag position is the best way to cut off rotations from B. So here we're going to see that XANTARES is working towards the sandbag area, while his teammates are actually working up towards the A site. As they work up towards the A site, XANTARES is going to work a pick towards B. He gets that kill into Masuda, and then he's going to throw a smoke on the right side of pillar. Meanwhile, his teammates have actually gone to kill at A, so now these CTs at B, they actually want to rotate back towards A. And because XANTARES is throwing the smoke, he's basically forced the CTs to kind of fight him from this left side angle, and they actually need this left side angle to be able to cross over back towards this A site. Now XANTARES can basically hold them here for a period of time before he gets forced away from their molotov, but you can see that by doing that, he's actually bought his teammates a little bit of time at A by delaying the rotations from B. So here's another variation. So once again, XANTARES at the sandbag position. Tizian, he's going to actually throw a smoke from mid that's going to land on the left side of pillar. XANTARES is going to throw that smoke on the right side of pillar. And what this does is it actually delays RPK just a little bit longer at B, because he needs to respect the fact that these lurk smokes could actually provide an opportunity for XANTARES to lurk out. If you look at this from RPK's point of view, you're going to see that once again, as soon as he sees these two smokes, he needs to respect the fact that this player can lurk out, so he's going to actually jump on top of the site to clear this out just before he rotates towards A. That's going to be it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for more future content. Thanks again. I'll see you guys in the next one.